destroys a major city. Thousands of Americans are dead, and many more will die from radiation poisoning. Threats promising more attacks spread. Panic has broken out. William Cohen, the author, joins us from New York. So, Secretary Cohen, in this fictitious scenario, you squarely pin this on Iran. And it seems frighteningly realistic, this scenario today, after you consider the International Atomic Energy Agency recently determining that Iran is much closer to developing a nuclear weapon than anyone imagined. Where do you think we stand now in terms of a nuclearized Iran?
Well, I think we're many steps closer to where we ought to be with nuclear Iran. The Iranians for years have claimed they only want nuclear power for civilian purposes, electricity, pharmaceutical manufacturing, etc. Well, if that were the case, they would have adopted the Russian proposal of letting the Russians enrich the uranium and then transfer it to Iran for civilian purposes. And of course, they rejected that out of hand. But I want to come back to the book because the fingers point to Iran. Some in our country want to make Iran the originator of this particular catastrophic result. But it may not be that situation. What we're trying to capture is the sense that it's everyone's worst nightmare, and if they were to ever go off, the question becomes for a president, what does he do or she do? How do we provide relief? Who did it? Why did they do it? How did they do it? And what do we do in return? That's all contained in about a 4-day period in which the president is under pressure to react and to retaliate.
It's really a fascinating read. What do you suppose President Obama is doing today that he's doing right or perhaps doing wrong in looking at Iran as a possible nuclear power?
Well, I think he's trying to pursue the right policy, and that is to intensify the economic sanctions against Iran. Unfortunately, the Russians and the Chinese are not joining in with the kind of severity that's going to be necessary. I think the message has to go to Iran, change the policy, or there should be a change of regime. And the only way to bring about a change of regime peacefully would be if China and Russia join in with the Security Council and say, this is unacceptable. We don't want another power in our country to have nuclear weapons, because if you have it, others are going to want it. There goes the proliferation containment regime we fought so hard to preserve, and suddenly more people will have their hands on nuclear material. That means there's a greater chance that this type of event that I described could happen in either our country or an allied country or any country.
You talk about the role of China here. When President Obama is in Australia, he announced that they're adding 2,500 U.S. troops there in the next couple of years. American officials publicly saying it's, responding to natural disasters, but privately they're saying that this is in response to China's military expansion. How serious a threat is China?
Well, China's going to grow militarily. They're an economic power already. They're going to become a military power as well. Those in the region, in the Asia-Pacific region, want to have some security that China will not dominate them just by being an unchallenged military power. So they want to make sure that China uses its military power for peaceful purposes. And one way to ensure that or hedge against that is to make sure that each country has a strong security program of its own linked to the United States. So us strengthening our relationship with Australia, with India, with Japan, with South Korea, with others, and hopefully with China, that we want to make sure that China doesn't see this as an attempt to encircle them or contain them, but rather as a hedge against anybody in the region using military power for warlike purposes or aggressive purposes.
All right, Secretary Cohen, Lincoln and I, recommended read, good read. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Her recovery has been nothing short of a miracle. But people are asking, should Congresswoman Gifford run again in 2012? We're going to have responses to the President's talk